So I think we're live, which I'm live on. Yay! Okay. So hello, YouTube. It feels like it's been forever. It has been a minute. Ooh, I put too much lemon juice in that. Ooh, I can feel it. So hello, everyone. Hello, guys. Hello. Tonight's going to be really, really fun. I've been away from social, at least Facebook, for at least a couple weeks, and it feels good, and it will probably remain that way. I'll probably only post when it's necessary. I'm off of Messenger. Listen, if you need me, email me, and yeah. But this is going to be for Hey Beauty for Ashes on YouTube. So guys, this is mainly for YouTube, my YouTube community, guys. I love you guys so much. People are subscribing every single day, and it is really getting exciting, and we're almost at 6,000 subscribers. So I'm really excited. And so in honor of this crazy growth, I'm going to be doing tonight a large Q&A, and it is inspired by an email. And I probably should put this person's name, but I don't have it set up correctly. So I will edit it in the description box of who, and I want to, oh man, I forgot their name. Well, I didn't forget. I did not add it with my list. They sent a whole bunch of questions. They sent 11 questions. And so that is what I'm answering tonight. I'm doing 11 questions. And of course, if anyone has additional questions based on the questions that I answered tonight, you can add those on the live stream and I will answer them. But we're going to just dive straight in. So we should maybe I'll be on here for maybe 30, 45 minutes. I don't know, but answering these 11 questions. I have my water that has, isn't this so cute? This says Gigi on it, if y'all can see that. I spoke at a conference. It's like on the side. I spoke at a conference and in Boston, and they really loved on me. Oh my God, Chosen Women of Word. Shout out to them. And they gave me this really huge like gift box. It had what was inside? It had a varsity jacket that says Gigi on the back, which I'll be rocking the winter. It had all these goodies, and then it also had this, which I'm in love with, and I'm finally using it tonight because I just haven't had time. I put way too much lemon juice in it. Oh my God. Okay, so let's jump into these 11 questions. Y'all ready? Okay. Hello, Angelic Smith. I see you on YouTube. Okay. 11 questions based on my really popular prayer journal video, which I think we're almost at 40,000 views. Shout out to that. Okay. So question 1, did you ever participate in journal signings at public places? Now, guys, I'm going to be answering these straightforward. No. And the reason why is because I know. You have to be really strategic with your physical energy. And in my personal, again, remember, I'm answering these from my personal opinion. So if it has worked for you, awesome. It's not that it's not worked for me. It's just that it's not in my personal opinion. Okay. You have to be really strategic with book signings, because I'm going to tell you, if we can be honest, y'all know I slice and dice, right? Okay. So get ready. Let me give you some honest feedback of many issues with book signings. Most book signings are not actually beneficial to your business. Yeah, you get pictures and you have some pictures of your book launch and all that good stuff. But most times, can I just be real? The only benefit I see from many people's book signings are just pictures, because it's not like you're having 100 people there buying your books. Right? If anything, you're paying. Let me just, why I don't do journal signings or book signings, right? You shell out money for a space. You shell out money usually for catering or for food. Some people get a DJ. Some people get all these different things, right? And so you put in all this money. And so my question becomes, did you make that much money back when you did that event? So if it cost you $800 to do a book signing, $500 to do a book signing, if you did not sell $500 and more, because it's not just break even, but $500 and more, that event was not worth the time. What I have found, especially as we're moving forward, especially with technology, Book signings are becoming very outdated unless it becomes more of an experience with the book signing versus just a book signing, right? Because I'm not going to show up for a book signing to sign 10 books for my ego. Because a lot of people are doing events for ego. So I'm just trying to save you, okay? I'm over book signings unless like I'm turning it into some kind of like, I'll do a conference and then I'll do my book signing at a conference that I've monetized, right? I'll do a book signing like where it's linked to a strategy. But I am done with book signings. I think that they're one of the most, and I'm sorry if this offends you. I'm sorry if you just did a book event or you're hosting one. Listen, it's my personal opinion. It's a waste of money. You hire a photographer, all you got were photos. That's really all you got. And then you had a whole bunch of people stand there and clap. Okay. And if we shall be honest, can I just be real? Half those people bought the book and have not read the book. And so for me too, I'm not big into sympathy purchases. So like we invite our friends, our family. These are people who were going to support you anyway, right? So they could have bought the book at home. They could have bought the book off their couch. So we do these book signings with all our friends and family. These people barely are going to read the book. Let's just be real. So I'm also not into sympathy purchases. So that's why I have not done one. I probably won't. Like, with my launches, I have the stretch journal coming out for the holidays. I'm going to be doing, there's no book. And also too, when it comes to signatures, I just put a generic signature. I stopped signing. And this is kind of goes for people too with signatures. I stopped signing my book certain ways because there's a lot of thievery in this world. So I sign like a message. I no longer sign my name in books. If I do, it's a very like generic. It's nothing that would be like where someone could rip it off. You got to be real careful in these days and times. So I'm just real careful with that, So I just put hope and love, and that be it. Okay. But so the answer is no. Again, I think that it's a good, I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying be strategic. Like if you're not going to go into the book signing with a monetizable strategy, don't do it. Okay. Are your journals located in Barnes and Nobles, etc.? If so, how did you go about getting them there? So my journals right now are located within the online portion of Barnes and Nobles. And all that was done is just through the distribution that was done through Amazon. So Amazon offers expanded distribution. They eat up a little bit more in those royalties. But I am actually over Amazon having my books. So yeah, I am. Again, my mindset is much different than most people's hopes. I'm over like my book being in Barnes and Nobles and like that being like, I've made it. My focus right now is so different. I've really changed. I cannot tell y'all how much I've changed as a person, at least in the past year. Okay. To me, I've made it when I'm going to have a publisher reach out to me and write me a check for my books. And in other words, they're going to pay me to write, and then they're going to pay me, and then they're going to put the books in the stores for me. Until that happens, I'm good selling my books through my tribe and through my platforms. And, again, you could do expanded distribution. But again, the way that you get them actually physically into the stores, usually you're going to be contacting Barnes and Nobles directly and working through them to get your books on the shelves. But it's free to get them, on the website, right, on barnesandnobles.com. But as far as physically in books, I'm waiting until a publisher. And that's the reason why I'm working so hard, expanding, being an author, different things, and expanding my speaking engagements and my popularity and things like that. Because I'm waiting for a publisher to pay me to get my books into the stores. I refuse to go through this long behind process. No. And again, this goes back to, I just got to go back to this. Like, guys, if your book is not on Barnes and Nobles, do you know you're gonna be all right? If your book is not on the shelves of Walmart, do you know that you're gonna be all right? Wait until a connect comes that's profitable for you. A lot of times, if we can be honest, many businesses, like, it's not worth it for your business right now. Like it's like we have, this is a real conversation I've had with clients. Like the distribution deals that you really want, and to get your books on the shelves of Walmart and in global stores, you need, don't rush that process, because that process comes with a lot of other strings, and your business needs to be already at a level, in my opinion, at a certain level for you to even entertain distribution on the shelves. Like, again, I get it. You know, you're in local stores. I get it. But I'm not playing that short game. I'm playing a very, very, very long game. And that's why my long game consists of building up my popularity, building up my exposure, building up my brand. It's been taking about 5 years now. Actually, no, not 5 years, 2012. So it's been 7 years. 7 years. 7 years. 7 years, right? And one of the things that I'm trying to get y'all to understand is that it takes a process. I had a client from LA, very well known, who's written a very, very, very popular book in the Christian industry. And she has a distribution deal with Walmart, with like every single like major, like the airport. Her books have been in all those stores. And it's funny because Caleb brings up how he talks about how you need a literary agent to pitch your book, right? Listen, y'all got to get this. This is like a process. Then on top of that, if these stores say we want your book, you need to have your books in large distribution like size. So in other words, like if they say we need 200 books, we need 500, we need 1,000 books. You say, oh, well, I can only afford to put out 300 or 100. Like, so I'm getting hyped, but it's the truth. So this is why I tell people, build up your brand. So many people want their books on the shelves. Nobody knows you. And I'm not saying this is the person who asked the question. I'm just answering this to my whole community. A lot of people want to skip the process of investment, of stacking up money to invest in these connections. It takes work, y'all. It takes work. I'm sorry. It takes a lot of work. And so that's why I'm not rushing this process. Like, I'm being very strategic with how I'm going about everything. And I'm making sure too that I'm ready for my blow up. And I'm preparing for my blow up. I've been preparing for it, but I'm even getting even more strategic now with even my products, my services, and how I'm crafting things. You need to prepare. So again, you know, my journals are located on barnesandnobles.com. The journal that I want to get into bookstores, I haven't made yet to be physically on the shelves. Like I love all my books right now, but I know what book I want to get out, that I want it to be like the big one, right? And so I'm just being strategic because, again, I'm playing a long game. I'm playing a very long game. But again, yes, you just like Caleb picked this right up. You need to get an agent. You need to get someone who can talk with these different distributors to get your books on the shelves. There are like small bookstores, like, you know, independent bookstores that will work with you to get your books on the shelves, but they need to sell. So if you have a book that you pitched to, you know, an independent bookseller, and your books aren't selling, they're not going to keep on selling your books. So that's why too, we want to make sure that we're making good products, right? But you make good products, you can get your books into stores, right? But it does take some work. Do you price them the same at home as the ones on Amazon? Okay, so that question I'm assuming is the ones on my website, right? So Amazon eats up a lot of your royalties, right? And so what I do is that on my personal site, I have a discounted price versus you buying them on Amazon. You're going to pay the highest price possible. When you go to my personal website, I offer discounts because I can do that. I can offer discounts on my personal store, right? So that's what I offer. But, you know, like I said before, Amazon eats up, I think it's like 40%. I got to check, but I'm done with that. So actually, as of the next resource I have coming out, I'm no longer publishing through Amazon. Oh, I keep on forgetting how much lemon juice is in here. Oh my God, I want the water so bad, but I mean, I was squeezing lemon juice in and I was just really enjoying myself. I said, healthy water. Oh, that thing is strong. It's like alcohol, but it's not. But you know how, I'm not going to talk about my pants, but sometimes it just hits you, Anyway, let me get focused. And so, yeah, I price them differently. So on my website, they are at a discount. On Amazon, they're full price. And it's because Amazon eats up all my royalties. Do you still recommend KDP, which is Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing? That's their free self-publishing platform. Are there other companies out there that are inexpensive? So, shababa. So I have changed. I have changed a lot of my methods and my thinking in the past year. These past couple months have been woo. So I like Kindle Direct Publishing because it is an easy way to get your book out at an affordable level. However, that was the first season that I was in. I'm no longer in the affordable season, right? I'm in the strategic long game. And with Amazon, I used to like CreateSpace. CreateSpace is what Kindle Direct Publishing, well, they merged. They had Kindle Direct, they had Kindle Publishing, and they had CreateSpace, and they merged them together. Now it's Kindle Direct Publishing, right? But when it was just CreateSpace, CreateSpace used to allow you to print a book, and it did not have to be on Amazon. With Kindle Direct Publishing now, if you publish a book, it has to be on Amazon. And to me, that's a huge no-no because, like, for instance, with my prayer journal workbook that I just finished today, yes, yes, that baby's 106 pages, 106, 102, one of the two numbers, right? And so today, I was like, okay, I'm going to send this thing to print. But the problem is that I needed it to be printed at a low cost, but I don't want it offered to the public because technically it's a printed workbook, but it comes with an online course, right? So the bundle together is like $397 is going to go up to $497. I don't want to put out the workbook separately because it comes with a video, right? So the issue is that I like KDP if you want your book to also be on Amazon. There are some other ones though. Lulu, Ingram Spark, those are the two. Vervante Publishing, those are my three self-publishing platforms that are low cost outside of KDP. Lulu, Lulu, Ingram Spark, okay, INGRAMSPARK, and then you have Vervante Publishing, okay, VERVANTE, okay, so those are the three. However, I'm moving outside of that. What I'm going to be doing moving forward, I probably will print my next one off of Lulu or Ingram Spark, one of the two. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to do for this workbook. And then I have a stretch workbook, which is my prayer journals coming out this holiday. And that's about to be sent to print. And so I'm finalizing the printing for that. That one's going to go through CreateSpace. I'm sorry, Kindle Direct Publishing. That's going to be the last one. Moving forward, I'll be working with a printer that will be doing mine, and it will be overseas. That's just where I'm moving to. And so from that point, I will be buying my books at a very large bundle price, but I will be getting them for very cheap. So, that's strong. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Number 5, did you create the design first to pre-order? How many months did you pre-order before product was released? Did you release it by Amazon only or sold only at the beginning? That's a great question. Now, some of this you need to be I got, I can't even talk. This lemon juice has hit me so strong I can't even talk. A coaching session, or you need to be in one of my upcoming classes. Okay. Who am I going through overseas? I will not share my resource on that. I will not share my connect on that, but it is overseas. I do not share my connects. If you want the connects, we did share the connects in the prayer journal bootcamp. We did share the connects and how to get the connects, how to research our vendors. So shout out to my prayer journal bootcamp. Listen, we went over stickers, journals, planners, all that. No, what I did say was the inexpensive ones. Lulu, Ingram Spark, and Vervante Publishing. Those are self-publishing platforms where you can get books, where you can get your book printed at least for under $5. A regular black and white planner or journal with a color cover. Actually, Lulu and Ingram Spark, they even do hardcovers. They do, some of them do spiral. Vervante will do the gold rings too. But just be prepared to pay a higher price because usually with self-publishing platforms, they don't give, these huge discounts for like a huge versus overseas. I can get all bells and whistles and I'm still only paying under $5. But at the same time too, I'm getting like 500 planners and journals, right? So this is one of the things, like you have the self-publishing where, you're paying one journal at a time kind of thing. Where you go overseas, you buy in bulk, right? But as far as like my books or my planners that were paperback, like this, right? Paperback like this. You can go through a self-publishing platform, but again, I'm moving overseas for some things. Okay. So did you create the design first to pre-order? So with the Royal Prayer Journal, that was a pre-order process. I shared that process, I'm pretty sure, in the video that I did. I need to confirm. But I believe I shared the process. So I designed the workbooks first. Side note, I designed all my stuff. I don't play with design. I do not play with design because my background is a graphic designer. So I make sure all my stuff is straight. That even includes my prayer journal workbook. I designed all the cover, the inside. I'm real, these are my babies. So I design all my stuff. Okay. But I designed the cover. This is what I do. When you do pre-orders, I designed the cover. I did a mock-up. I put out the mock-up as a preview for those who are pre-ordering. Now, when I did the Royal Prayer Journal, for those who remember, I did two types of pre-orders. There was the pre-order, just the journal, or the box. And I wonder if I have a box. Is it a box? Do I have any boxes left? Yeah, I don't think I have any. I'm trying to think about a box left. I want to say, is that a box? I don't even know what's over there. Is that a box? I don't think that's a box. I wanted to show you guys what they looked like, but I mean, they're on the it's on the video. But I did like a prayer journal box. So they got the box with the journal plus like all these goodies and stuff, right? So that was the pre-order for that, and there was a pre-order for just the journal. As far as the strategy behind that, you got to pay for that. But what I would tell you is at least be a month ahead before you actually release. So pre-orders should feel like pre-orders, right? So pre-orders should not be like 2 weeks before it actually releases. Pre-orders should be at least 30 days, right? 30 days out from when it actually will be released to the public. Okay. Now I have a specific strategy that my prayer journal workbook, man, I'm so proud of myself. I finished that bad boy today. Listen, okay, Gigi. Okay, you did good. I know I did good. Okay. So, and I break down the whole strategy in there, but I would say for everybody as like a free tip, a minimum of 30 days out. Okay. Of pre-order, place orders and things like that. Did you release it by Amazon only or did you sold only at the beginning? So my thing is that with my prayer journal, I'm trying to remember back then if I did it to where back then I think that I could have, I don't remember. Okay, so I gotta check because I'm pretty sure I don't want to say this is the truth though. But I want to say that back then it was just CreateSpace. So I had the ability to order and it not be publicly like available on Amazon. But the way I did it either way was I clicked publish to make them live, like to the public. Because remember, you can order just author copies, right? And so I ordered a huge batch. But what I did was I made sure that the price on Amazon was the higher price. And that for those who are ordering like through the website, all that kind of stuff, that they were getting that lower price point. Okay. Okay, let's see. And so here's my thing. This is very important to know. I have never promoted that my books have been on Amazon. Never, ever. You will never see me have a flyer that has an Amazon logo on it and say my books are on Amazon. If you find them on Amazon, awesome. But that's not my emphasis because number one, when you buy a book off of Amazon, I'm only getting like 60% of what you paid for, right? And so why would I promote this? Like this is why would I promote me not getting my money? Like why would I'm not doing that. Now, if you want to go there and get it, awesome. But you will never see me publicly promote my books. That's why I put them at a discount on my website because yeah, you can go over there and get them on Amazon, right? But you get them on my website, you get them a little bit more cheaper, right? But I am not going to have someone eat up my profits. Like that is just a no-no. So I don't even promote that my stuff is on there. So So yeah, so when I went live with my, this is important too. Whenever I release any prayer journal or anything like that, all the orders go through my website. And moving forward, you will not be able to get any of my books moving forward on Amazon. Like I'm probably more than likely gonna be pulling all my stuff off in about a couple months. Yeah. So that's just because I'm just not gonna eat up my profits. Like, no, we're not doing that. Okay. Number 6. Is it best to type in Microsoft Word and transfer information to KDP, Vervante, Lulu, or Ingram Spark? You already know that okay, never mind. So she already listed in the questions, the other, but hey, she's on. I'm glad she's listening. Is it best to type in Microsoft Word and transfer information to KDP, Vervante, Lulu, or Ingram Spark for typing directly into those sites? You cannot type directly into those sites. Those are platforms where you upload an already completed manuscript that is either a Word document or a PDF, and then you upload the cover. So you never have the ability to directly type in your book or your whatever. You actually type in the completed file. Okay, that's important to know. And so it's not, is it best? That's the only option, right? And so what I suggest is that now y'all know my method, right? Hire a graphic designer. Hire somebody. If you don't have a graphic, and again, I'm thinking you're talking about planners and journals, right? A book, you can use Word. A planner and journal, you do not use Word unless you know how to work Word like it is a graphic designer tool. If not, don't know, hire a graphic designer, have them complete the file. It should be completed in PDF format for you to upload into your self-publishing platforms. Then you need to take it from there. Okay. How do you go about getting copyrighted? Well, you can file a copyright with the government. You can go right online and type in. You can just type in copyright book or just copyright. I was typing copyright book, and it's going to take you to the copyright pages that actually is by the government, and you can file your book for copyright. Technically, though, you don't have to do that. That is just an official mark, but a lawyer will tell you, again, I'm not a lawyer, but my lawyer has told me that if I wanted to, I could, but on all my books, I have a copyright page, because technically the moment that I've published that work or that piece of work and I've put it out there and published it, it's mine. I've solidified the fact that I have published this work. And of course, if you use someone else's work, it needs to be noted in your copyright page that you've used someone else's work. You need to make sure you have permission to do that. Okay. And so that's what I've done. So technically it's already copyrighted. The only difference is that if you want that official seal of copyright, then you can file your book with the government, but you don't have to, because once you've published the work. Now, the issue with many people is that and this is I'm seeing questions on YouTube. So, hey guys on YouTube, I'll get to your questions. The problem with many people is that they want credit for something that they never published. So if you don't have proof that you actually did something, you can't claim that you've done it. I'm just going to make that very clear. So there's people who said, oh, someone stole something from my book. And then I asked them, well, did you publish a book? No, I didn't publish a book, but they're still my idea. Well, then you don't have proof of concept or proof of productivity or proof of the product that someone stole your book, because you didn't write a book. You didn't publish a book. So how can we compare that someone stole from your book? This is why you need to publish your works. If you don't publish your works, you do not have proof of someone stealing your works. Okay? Make sure everyone's got that. Okay? That's why when we publish or we put works out there, we make sure that that it has those copyrights on our works, right? And so that's important for you guys to know. You need to make sure, okay, that you're publishing your stuff. So if you say that you're the inventor of something, make sure you put it out there. Otherwise, you cannot complain. Okay. And let me add this, you cannot claim that someone stole something of yours when it wasn't yours in the first place, or you stole it from somebody else, but you want to get credit. Okay. There's a lot of that in content. Okay. Number 8, what popular fonts and size did you use throughout your journal? That is very hard for me to answer because of my background as a graphic designer. I've used a lot of different fonts. Now, as far as where to get fonts from, with journals, they're so custom, so you don't want to use my font list. The best thing to do actually is to go on Pinterest and you want to research like brand palettes. And like maybe you can type in like script fonts. Like if there's a particular type of look you're going for. Now in my prayer journal workbook, we talk about like how to pick all that stuff out, the strategy of how to collect your design methodology for your planner, for your journal. But in a short kind of free answer, I would say, your best thing to do is to go online, go to Pinterest and start searching for like different brand palettes or looks, because every planner is different. You may want modern, you may want funky, you may want classic, you may want, wedding, type. So it all depends upon what kind of product you're actually looking to create. That's probably the best way for me to answer that. And then based upon the product that you want to create, then you go into the branding or the design phase, right? So that you can figure out what fonts you want to pick. Again, this is why if you're not a graphic designer, do not design your stuff. I don't care how I don't have the money. Save money. I know this is harsh, but guys, I have to save people from madness. If you cannot design, save. I don't care if it takes you a year to save. Take a year. It is better than you wasting your money and you create a product that's not sellable. Take the year. And matter of fact, while you're taking that year, you need to watch all my content, all my videos, so you can learn how to make a great product, okay? But when it comes to like picking things, let someone who already has the eye for layout, because layout in products are huge. I cannot stress how important layouts are in a planner or journal. Like it is, I can't even put into words. It is huge, because it is the format that someone will be using to literally like plan their day or to like release to the journal. So if you don't have, let me just calm down, because I'm being triggered. I've seen so many layouts that just y'all. Okay, we're gonna move on because I'm sensing a triggering. Okay. Oh, that lemon juice. Woo! It's so strong. Oh, now, as far as where to get fonts from, Creative Market, Etsy, there's a lot of places to get fonts from. Font Squirrel, there's a lot of places to get fonts from. But when the problem is that if you're making a product, and this is if you're a designer. If you're not a designer, don't do this because it's just too much for me to teach you, right? But it must be a commercially licensed font. You can be sued for using a font that is only meant for personal use. This goes for graphics too. Like if you buy clip art off of a website and it did not come with a commercial license, that person who created the graphics, the clip art, can sue you because you're using their work for profit, right? So that's why you need a commercial license. So if you go on Etsy, you go on Creative Market, and you're buying clip art to put on a journal or a planner, you need to make sure that it has a commercial license because someone else made that artwork. And so they actually own the copyright for that artwork. Okay, so in the law world, they don't have a trademark on it. They have a copyright. They have a copyright on that artwork, right? And so when you use an artwork that someone else designed and you use it for profit, if you were not able to purchase a commercial license, or if you did not talk to them about purchasing a commercial license, they have the right to sue you, and they will sue you for every single unit that you've sold and say, hey, this person made $20,000 pushing my journals, pushing their journals all last year, and they were using my artwork, and I never gave them a commercial license. Bam, they have the right to sue you. So I would not go there. Okay, so you want to make sure that all artwork, all fonts have a commercial license attached to them. That even goes for fonts. You're using someone's typography that they actually created. Like fonts are not, in the design world, people have no idea like the different layers to this. People think that fonts are just fonts. I'm just using a font. Well, yeah, well, you bought that font. And if that font did not come with or if you got a free font off of like defont.com, defont.com has a ton of free fonts. But if you don't watch it, a lot of those fonts say free for personal use only. So what that means is that it's free to use, but for non-profitable actions or products. So like you can use them, for a social media graphic. You can, but if it's like a product, like you're selling this book and you put someone's file on there that's personal use, X name. Okay, next. How did you create your website for funneling purposes? Have you ever accepted PayPal or Cash App for your purchase from customers? Now y'all already know how I feel about Cash App, right? Okay, great. Okay, but we'll get to that in a second. How did you create your website for funneling purposes? So as I talked about in my prayer journal video, right? I built let me take a step back, because I actually made my site off of WordPress. I do wordpressjournal.com. It was off of WordPress. But as I move forward, it moved to Shopify, right? So anyway, the point is that it's in phases. And I'm going to break down a free strategy. Now, in my workbook, I break down the full, but I'll give you the free. The free is this. Before you do pre-orders, does anyone know the rule? I'm going to see if my YouTubers do. How long should you take to create a product first? Because this is going to actually frame everything else. Okay. How long should you take minimum to create a planner or workbook or planner or journal? Does anyone know the length of time that I suggest? Now, in my workbook, in my boot camp, we talk about this a little bit. But can anyone guess how long I suggest? And it's longer probably than what many of you have been taught. I'm going to see if anyone's going to say it, because it actually is much longer than what many people think. Because it's not 30 days. It's not 4 weeks. It's not 3 months. We're talking about a product. Okay. So the answer is a year. Yep. There you go. Shanna. There you go. So yeah. So 6 months to a year. Now I'm going to let Trina. Now Trina's good because she said 3 to 6 months. So I'll let that one slide. So technically though, 6 months to a year. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you can't. Some of you guys know I've been teaching y'all for a while, so y'all should know this, right? You cannot sell to an empty room. So a lot of people are launching products, but don't have any customers that they've built up to sell it to. And when I say customers, I do not mean your Facebook friends. I do not mean, the 5 girlfriends in your circle who said, "Oh yeah, that's a great idea. I could buy that." Well, that's only 6 people, and you need to push about. Let's see if we're a calculator. Hold on. Let's run numbers, because I think some people need to wake up to numbers, because you may say, "Oh, this is kind of a long answer to the question of, did you create your website for funding purposes?" But see, I'm a strategy girl, so I'm gonna back this question up a couple more steps, because it's not as easy as me saying, "Yes, I did create my website for funding purposes." That does not actually answer the question that this person really wants to know. What this person really wants to know is, how do I create a website to funnel people in? That's what they really want to know. So I'm going to answer this through a strategy. Now, let's say you sell your product for about $40. Let's just say 45. That's nice and healthy. 45. And let's say you sold to your 5 friends. Okay, you did all that work for $225. You might as well drive Uber. Okay, that's not worth the time, the prayer, especially if this is a prayer journal. You done interceded and all that for $225. The Lord God did not tell you to do that. I don't think God will wake you up in the middle of the night to make $225. I just don't feel that in my spirit. I just don't So what I'm going to say is this. We're going to take. Let's do 45, and let's say a minimum of 100 product. 100. That's $4,500. That's a little bit more better, right? Okay. So that means at launch, let's say your minimum is to sell. Okay, let me do this even better, because I like 5,000. To me, that's worth my time. Okay. 5,000 divided by 45. Now remember, this is gross. This does not count expenses, the product, to pay for the product, right? So some of y'all getting hype on this number. Baby, that's chump change once you get done some of these expenses and all that good stuff, right? Okay, so you would have to push 111 of them. 111 journals or planners will need to be sold, okay, for you to let me just that's actually not a lot of products. Just make $4,500. Okay, now think about it. Some of you say, "Oh, well, one day I want to walk away from corporate and I want to sell God's, I want to sell faith-based products for the rest of my life, right? Okay, great. So we're going to take, let's say you were making $60,000 in your job, okay? Now, and let's just say, we say, well, how many plans would you have to sell in a year to replace your income? And the funny part about the replace income is that technically you would need to make more than $60,000, right? You would need to make that plus business expenses, insurance, investment amounts. So technically, you probably need to make about $100,000. You would definitely make $100,000 to pay yourself. Actually, no, for me, you would need to make at least double. So technically, you would need to make $120,000, more like $200,000 to pay yourself 60, because you need enough cushion in your business, especially if you need to hire an assistant, if you need to hire, So let's just say $100,000. Let's just be safe. And so we divide that by a journal that costs $45. You would need to sell, hopefully it's going to humble some of y'all, 2,222.22222, and it just keeps on saying two, so I'm not going to go down how many twos, but 222 per year to bring in just $100,000. Because the $100,000, to be honest, that's not like the pinnacle, of success, right? It's a good start. So I want you to think about this. See, a lot of you need to realize tribe building is essential. So if you produce a planner in like 30 days and then you want to like make a whole bunch of money, unless you have like really put in with like social media ads, you have really, been like working the ground, don't expect a whole bunch of money. This is why you want to use, now I'm going to answer your question. You want to use your website strategically by, number one, launching your social media channels at like several months in advance. Because you want to start building up your tribe so that by the time that you even have a product, you have enough people in the pool. Because if you think about the conversion rate of products from customers to a customer buying a product is not high. People rarely have 100% conversion rate of, okay, we have 1 million followers. How many followers are actually going to buy your product? Now, you may have, if at best, especially a small business, you may have at best maybe 30%. But you're not going to, if you have, I have 100 followers, all 100 are going to buy my product. That's not how it works, right? So you have to be prepared for conversion. See, a lot of times we get hyped because we got all these followers. Followers mean nothing. What means something is, okay, how many emails do you have? Okay, because from that, your open rate may be about 20%. So if I have 1,000, people who went through my funnel, okay, maybe only about 200 will actually open up the email. And of that, what's the conversion rate after the open, right? So having a website is not like I need a website just for a funnel, right? You actually want to use even more than that, social media channels and be in person, connecting with people to build up, to push them to the website, right? To collect emails for several months. You just want to be collecting emails. You can use different strategies to collect. You can do different events to collect, but just collect as many as you can. Your whole focus should be on collecting. And I talk about this very deeply with the marketing strategies, in my workbook, but you have to be a collector. Like, people who are producers but not collectors are broke. You have to learn how to collect people, because when it comes time to launch that product, you're going to be highly disappointed. So yes, I do use my website for funneling purposes, but it is for I'm playing a long game, y'all, like a long game. Like, I would rather take a year, right, and just build up and build up and build up than to be out here talking about, I'm the author of 10 books I've written in 5 weeks. Like, that means nothing if your business is not making money. Like, let's just be real, right? There's no point of you being a business owner and you're broke. Listen, I understand struggle season, I understand, but at some point you got to sit down, look at stuff and say, something is not right. It's like Madeline. It's one of my favorite children's stories. I think it's Madeline. I don't know how to say her name right because it was French. But the nun woke up in the middle of the night. This will preach. Woke up in the middle of the night. She was like, something is not right. And I think it was because she went missing. I think Madeline, I don't remember the story. Somebody went missing. That's all I remember. Somebody was gone. Okay. but something's not right. And so you have to look at what you're doing either currently or what you've been doing or what you're about to do and make sure, like, I'm being strategic with my website. Like, make sure that your website has a focus. Make sure that it doesn't look scattered and, looks like you're doing 500 different things. Center people in on a focus so that you have higher conversions, okay? So the first plan is going to be collecting emails through a landing page. Then we'll move into pre-orders. Then we move into actually like the product is here, product focus. Okay. And that's when your product is completely live. Now, the second question, have you ever accepted PayPal or Cash App? Now, I'm going to actually start with Cash App first because, okay, Cash App, I think is okay for service-based businesses. I do not like it for products, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, let me just answer the question right, because, the thing about me is that when you're dealing with product, especially with product, I'm all about collecting data. The best companies are, right? So with Cash App, you get someone's like little tag or whatever. I need you to be in my product database of all of my customers. I'm not going to be, taking you on Cash App and say, okay, what's your email? When was the last time you purchased with us? No, I'm going to use my card readers that come from Shopify. Okay. Shopify is the number one website, number one e-commerce platform of all time, right? In my opinion. And so we're going to use our Shopify readers to accept those purchases. We're not going to be using Cash App. Okay. Cash App is for peer-to-peer transactions. First of all, it is not for products. For me personally, when I'm selling product, I need my whole thing synced. So when I sell you a product in person, I'm going to be using my Shopify app, first of all, because it keeps all my inventory tracked, right? So that way I know if I sold 10 books in person, those 10 books are being removed from my online store so that when someone places an online order, the inventory is synced. Right? I don't have time to be using all these different systems for a business. That's not how we run our business. So what you're going to do instead is you're going to use your Shopify reader in person. You can also use your Shopify app and take the card manually, okay, if it's that serious. But I'm people like, oh, I got Cash App. That's not how I run my business. I'm going to tell you this. The day Staples accepts Cash App, that's when I'll accept it. The day Apple accepts Cash App, that's when I'll accept it. The day that Forever 21, when they're going bankrupt, they may accept Cash App right now, but I don't know. The day H&M accept, the day Louis Vuitton, there we go. The next time I go to get my on-the-go bag, when they accept Cash App, then I'll do it. But until the businesses that I have a goal to become, except Cash App, I'm not doing it. It's just because it's not what it's for. I mean, that's not to be a rant or rave. I'm just trying to break down the reasons why. If you know me, you know that I'm really big into teaching. And so I don't just answer questions like just to answer. I want you to understand my mind. Like the person who sent me all these questions, I love this because she actually took out the time to have like very detailed questions for me. And so I want to make sure I'm doing my job because the same effort she took to take out the time to want to gain insight, I want to pour out the same amount of energy so that she understands how my mind thinks. The most powerful thing you could ever learn from me, if you follow me, is how my mind thinks, because that's really what is of value anyway. Okay. Do you number your pages? Oh, that's a good question. And I will get to all the questions on YouTube in a second, guys. And also Instagram. That is a great question. And you may not think it's a great question, but I think it's actually a great question because it's a strategic question. Do you number your pages? It depends on the product. Planners usually don't have numbers on them. And I don't suggest for planners to have numbers on them. I do not suggest it. Journals, it depends on most journals. Usually what has numbers are workbooks or books. Okay. If it's not a workbook or a book, it does not need to have page numbers on it because technically people aren't like using like a table of contents. The only thing, hey, Jaleesa, the only thing that should have numbers on it are things that have like table of contents. And a journal and a planner don't have table of contents. It's not like people are like, oh, what page is January on? Like no, no one's doing that. So you don't need to put page numbers by them. Okay, for planners or journals, not for workbooks and books and resources, right? Okay, you can use because usually those are going to have table of contents. Okay, now let's get into all these other questions. Okie dokie. What other website can I use besides Amazon to start my journal business? The ones we mentioned. that are self ones. Now, remember, overseas is how you do it. If you want to go large, you want to have, really inexpensive, but you need to have some money stacked up for that. You need to have at least a couple thousand before you go overseas. Okay. But as far as like a journal business with like Spiral and all that kind of stuff, inexpensive Vervante, that's gonna be my best suggestion for like self-publishing and expensive, or the other ones that we suggested, like Lulu, Ingram Spark, all that kind of stuff. Hi, can you, and that's Alicia Pink. Shout out to her. You are accepted. Hey girl, can you recommend any websites where I can customize my journal lining specifically? Ooh, you need a custom, you can try Vervante, but I'm gonna be honest, to customize like journal linings, again, unless like you're doing them DIY or whatever, you want to work with a paper printing company or a bindery. Those are usually the best, where you can like really start to customize. Like if you want divider tabs, you want this, you want that, you need to work with a printing company. And usually, I will say this: the more custom your journal gets, the more you're going to want to buy in bulk. And again, we're looking at a larger order, right? Because this is the benefit of self-publishing, right? You're usually going to be buying a small batch of journals or planners, right? It's not like you're buying 500 or 1,000 of them. So because of that, they limit your features or your options of which you can customize, right? So that's why a lot of times, we want all these customizations. So that's why I say yes, but you may want to start working with a custom journal printer. Really just a paper company. Not a paper company, a paper printing company. There's a difference. Khalees, watch, yeah, but try Vervante. But you may have to end up like the more custom you get, Khalees, what? Hopefully, y'all know I butcher names, right? So remember, charge it to my heart, not my head. What process do you recommend in order to write my first journal / book of affirmations? I feel like my ideas are all over the place. You need to invest in the prayer, journal, and planner boot camp. It is a investment. It's going to be coming out tomorrow. It is $397 for the holidays, and it goes up to $497 next year. That is like the process. It is a full 12-month. That baby, I just finished it today. It's worth every single penny. It's going to give you not just the process of creating, but the process of like what should go into a planner, what should go into a journal. How do you it is? I can't brag on it enough. It's amazing. It's worth, in my opinion, it's worth the investment if you want to launch it as a business. Right now, if you just want to make a planner or a journal, just like your first one, and I would say definitely go back and watch the prayer journal video I did, because that's a free resource. Also on my YouTube channel, there are some other videos on like planners and journals. Watch that free content, because that will actually help you in like understanding more about those types of products. What I will say, I'll give you some free advice. How about that? I'll give you a little bit of free advice. When it comes to your ideas being all over the place, it's probably because you have not centered in on what kind of product you're actually making. So it's not just enough to say, okay, I want to make a planner or a journal, right? You said that you want to make a product that's a book of affirmations / a journal, right? But the thing about good products is that good products have a focus. They have a very defined focus, right? So when you make a product, you should ask yourself some questions like, number one, what will this product achieve, right? What is the goal? What do I want people to experience? If you can't answer those questions, then your ideas are all over the place. So center in and figure out, what kind of product are you making? We know that you want to do an affirmation and journal, but that's just the type of product. That's not the focus of the product, right? And remember, when you're making products, don't try to squish everything into one product. And I say this all the time, you can make more products. So what will your first product be, right? What will it be about? What do you want the focus to be? My next book that I'm writing, I have a prayer journal coming up, but my very next book is going to be for teen girls. Right, it's going to be an entrepreneurship book. I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited about what I'm doing next, because it's a part of my bigger vision, right? And so I knew that with this particular product, what I want the focus to be, what's going to be inside of it, right? And the thing about it is that the more focused you are, it creates almost like a fence. And so you'll begin to know, okay, this idea goes in here. This idea, it doesn't fit because I have a focus, right? So make sure you're making a focused product product. What kind of book of affirmations is this? What kind of journal is this? It can't just be a regular journal book of affirmations. You can have a book of affirmations about anything. What kind is this, right? That's important to ask yourself. Remember that a journal or a book of affirmations is the type, but does not define the product. So hopefully that answers your question. So get more centered, figure out who exactly this is for. Do not say it's for everybody, because there's no product that's for everybody. Walmart is not for everybody. Target is not for everybody. Neiman Marcus is not for everybody. Okay. There's no place out here that's for everybody. Now you may say, well, a lot of people shop there. Yes, a lot of people do, but it still does not make it for everybody. Because if it was for everybody, everybody would be there, right? So just get more focused, I would say, answer the questions that I gave you. Okay. Beauty for Ashes asks, is it wise to sell journals on the ground at public venues on a regular basis as well as online too, so that your client base stays solid? Yes. Remember what I said too, right? You want to work in person. You want to also work online. So it's very important. In my prayer journal workbook, I talk about, vending. I talk about these things because even on YouTube, I have a great vending for girly brands. It's all awesome video. And if you are vending and you want to know how to set up a really good table, you need to watch that training that is here on my YouTube channel. I have some really good video content. I was looking at it, looking at my channel. I was like, well, this is a really good video. This really breaks the stuff down. So I actually have a video on my YouTube channel for women that have girly brands. And I actually set up a table in front of you. I set up listen, I'm here to help y'all, okay? I'm putting the work to help y'all out, okay? So there's a whole video that teaches you on how to sell in person. I talk about the setup. I even have videos on my YouTube channel about selling in person and how to work on your sales strategies. It's on my YouTube channel, okay? So you definitely want to sell in person. You also want to look for conferences to attend where you can sell even more product. Don't think small, y'all. If you have been selling at places where, there's only been 50, 100 people in attendance, you need to find some bigger conferences. You need to find some bigger events where you can sell 100 units at one time. Okay, that fit your product, because not every big event is for you. I could go in on that, but I'm not. Okay, so you need to find events that fit your product specifically, where your target audience is there and they exist. Oh, that's so much lemon juice. Ooh, stronger than what I thought. Okay, let me make sure I've answered all the questions. I think I have, but I just want to make sure I've answered all the questions. I think I saw one on oh, there you go. I did. There was some here. Okay. So L Parks Consulting asks, what if I give the graphic designer my vision on how I want the design to look? I'm trying to understand the question. L Parks, help me out. What if I give the graphic designer my vision on how I want the design to look? Perfect. That makes it, and that's perfect. What I would say is that once you get in the vision, you need them to kind of do maybe a little mock-up or a brand board, just to make sure that you guys are on the same page. That's all I would say. But that's awesome. What I will also suggest is that when you give them the vision, try to find examples of some design things that may have been done already, that they can get an idea of where your head is at, right? Okay. I think I've answered all the questions. I think I have to make sure. Yeah. So I think I've answered all the questions for you guys. This ends the Q&A. The next video that I'm putting out is going to be on, it's funny, I actually answered the question, but I'm going to be doing this as a separate video. Someone asked me, why did I go through the self-publishing route versus the publishing route? And, as you guys heard in my video, which I will say again, I'm going to do this a separate video where I'm going to break it down. I'm waiting for a publishing company to pay me. I'm not going, now again, this is my personal, because I have friends that are publishers and they're amazing what they do. So I am not here to attack publishers. But for me personally, I don't just want to go with a traditional publisher. I want to go with a big publishing house that has the power to really take my brand to another level. And so I'm waiting on a publisher to pay me. That's what I'm waiting on, to get a deal. I want a publishing deal. So that's why I have not, I'm not going to be paying someone thousands of dollars yet, because if I can do it by myself or use someone else to print my books for right now, awesome. And then for me, I'm going to sign on to a publishing deal. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sign on with a publishing deal where they say, listen, we're going to produce and publish your products. We're going to produce and publish your online courses. Like, I'm looking for that type of deal. So if I don't have that kind of deal yet, I'm not going to do it yet. And that's why I decided to wait and not go down the publishing route. That's the only reason why. But I'm going to be doing a video that will break this down a little bit more. Okay. Now, last minute call. Are there any other questions you guys have? Because this is going to be the Q&A. If you have any other Q&A questions that maybe you're watching the replay and you want to ask more questions, go over to my YouTube channel if you're already on my YouTube channel, and then go under this video in the comments and just ask your question. Does your program include weekly or monthly coaching? No, it is the almost 3-hour training that is extensive, and then it includes the 102-page workbook. And so it comes with the training, which is based like me coaching you through all the steps. But what I'm offering with those who pay for the program is that you will be able to get coaching calls at a discount, right? Because if you have in my opinion, you'll be able to go through this training and really get like the bulk of things done. But if you have maybe some very specific ones, I would maybe, if anything, just pay for one coaching call. I would not, the training is that good. The training is that good that you may only need maybe one. Because remember, this is a DIY, thing. It's not where you're hiring me to do it for you, right? So you may only need to do maybe 2 coaching calls with me, to be honest. And the way that I would strategically do it is that I would pay for the program, right? I would watch the training, right? I would go kind of skim through the workbook so you can kind of get yourself acquainted with the content, okay? Then what I would do is I would once you go through phase 1, because phase 1 is concept. Once you go through phase 1, then you need to schedule your first call. That's when you're going to pay for a one-on-one call with me, okay? Then, because after that call, you should be good. And then I will do another call right before you launch your product so that I can go over with you specifically, make sure that you have all your ducks in a row. Okay. What I'm also going to be doing is that for those who purchase it, I will be adding a Q&A section in the course module so that you'll be able to submit questions, as you're going through it, right? But of course, it'll be open to the public. Anyone who's purchased the program will be able to see your questions. I also offer for those of you who want to know, I also offer a monthly membership. It's for women in business and leadership and in ministry. It's called the Power Table, and it's basically me as your coach in your pocket. And so it is $30 a month. It's now $30 a month. We had an early bird pricing, but now if you sign up, you'll be paying $30 a month. And what it provides is that basically it's for women, and you join a daily group chat where you can actually ask me any questions about your business anytime in the group chat. And of course, it's group coaching, so everybody's going to see your question in the group. But if it's, it's kind of a free-for-all. So people ask me questions all the time. All my ladies who are in the chat, they ask me questions, and I actually answer them live from my phone. I'll be at work, or I'll be in a meeting, or I'm in the car, on the way somewhere, and I'll answer your questions. So that is also another option if you're looking to have me as your affordable on the side coach. Then lastly, this holiday season, I am going to be opening up my new coaching program. So they're all being revamped, all being changed. And so on the 15th is when I launch my Black Friday holiday swing, Black Friday and holiday swing. So on the 15th, that is when all of my new coaching programs will be launched and opened. And they will be, there will be some special deals for those who will be investing. Now I will say this, my one-on-one coaching programs, the prices are going up. And so they're going to be starting at $1,500 a month for a 3-month program. It's the first one. And then there's a VIP coaching experience that I'm introducing. So I'm limiting my coaching programs because, again, I've really changed a lot of my business this year. And I've gone through a lot of things this year where I have seen how my mind is is much more valuable than I ever thought. And so I want to make it to be where, for those of you who are investing that one-on-one time with me, I'll be no longer doing like the VIP as an online offering. It'll be solely me physically coming to you. Because this year I did a few VIP online ones, and I did a few VIP, actually, no, I did a good amount of VIP physical ones. And the physical ones did much better than the online ones, because I felt like with the online, even though I was connecting with them, I could just sense like it was good, but me being in person puts the gas on you. Okay. Online, you're kind of like, okay, Gigi, and then what happens is that, some of my clients, I'm like, what are you doing? Versus my in-person ones, they were feeling the heat. They really were. And so next year, for those who are investing, there will be solely physical VIP. So I'll be flying to all of my clients next year for my one-on-ones. Are you open to author interviews? Yes, I am. I've written several books. I've written workbooks. All that good stuff. So I'm definitely open to interviews and podcasts. I have not been promoting though. That's been the thing. I've been working, so I have not been promoting like my own stuff. I just been helping my clients. My clients take all my time. But starting next year, I'm going to be promoting more speaking. I have not been doing that at all. I invested in a whole coach for speaking. I didn't do nothing. Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad? I'm a coach, and I hired a coach to help me with my speaking. And can we be real about something? Sometimes you can invest in the right thing at the wrong time because you're not focused. Now I'm focused. So now I'm about to use all that stuff I invested in. But that's a very real thing. You can invest in the right thing at the wrong time. And I even tell people this: do not invest in my stuff if you're not focused yet, because it's going to be a waste of money. And there are no refunds. So you need to make sure that you're focused. And if you're not focused, you need to come back when you're focused. Okay. Because focus is what actually makes what you invest in profitable, because you're going to put it to work. Right. And so that's very important. So guys, just be on the lookout. If you're not on my email list, you need to go to genesisdorsey.com and scroll down, and there is a blue box that says join Boss Builder Nation. So you can join Boss Builder Nation and become a member. I am pretty much encouraging women and girls that you are pretty on the inside and outside without putting others down. Oh, yeah. Is that a children's book? So I have a lot of African-American children's books that I've been buying or I'm talking about. Now, of course, you guys know that my mother owns a private school for gifted African-American children, or minority children, excuse me. And so if you do have books that are catered towards minority children or children of color, definitely let me know, because we do have books. We have a lot of books actually by independent publishers, independent authors, excuse me, who have written books, surrounding minority children or with children of color. I'll put it like that. And so if you do, just let me know so that I can at least order a copy and get that into our school. Okay. So guys, I'll see you guys later. I am tired. Okay. I'm working all day, but guys, I will see you another time. Okay. So bye to YouTube. I'll see you guys later.